Welcome to On Point at the Noosa Festival of Surfing. Day 7, Friday the 11th of March, and what a day we have lining up. It's going to be incredibly dynamic in the water. We've got the Old Mal division with surfboards pre-1968 being paddled out into the lineup. We also have the Vissla Twin Fin division, an incredibly dynamic division. Second year it's been held here at the Noosa Festival of Surfing. We've got a stellar lineup of shortboarders and longboarders all competing on vintage twin fins. Here's what some of the competitors from last year had to say about this new division.
Pretty sick. It's fun to change it up, you know, and especially the fact that you guys are doing a contest on it's pretty fun. Being able to ride some pretty vintage craft, and I've actually got a fair few old boards at home that I like to dabble with anyway, so it's kind of cool to actually, you know, go and surf some fun heats with mates and yeah, ride those old boards. It's sick.
Yeah, I guess, you know, with your traditional shortboard, you can kind of get, your board generally goes wherever you want it to go. Sometimes with twinny not so as much, so you kind of let the board do the talking. So, no, it's just great. You take different lines, you ride it different.
The materials that we used in, you know, the mid to late 70s, which is the board that I'm riding today, I'm riding a Stewie Campbell shape. He was shaping for hot buttered at the time. And yeah, the board was made in 1978. So obviously the blanks, the stringers, the glass, everything's a lot heavier than what's being made in the surfing board shapes now. So yeah, it's a pretty cool experience to ride something that has so much history, and yeah, it is a lot heavier and yeah, kind of stiffer than the boards nowadays. But you know, it's kind of nice to pay respects to those boards and kind of get an understanding of what these guys were riding back in the 70s and the 80s.
This evening, Mark Mathews, the big wave charger, is joining us at the J Theatre in Noosa Junction. Mark is doing talks about fear and how we take it into our everyday lives. But he's a man that's seen some of the worst fear we could possibly imagine as surfers.
Let's just talk about your most terrifying moment while in the ocean.
I got smashed at Shipstone's Bluff once and was knocked unconscious. And I don't know exactly what happened. I think my head hit the reef, but I had a helmet on and there was a big hole in the helmet. And I was knocked unconscious, and all I remember was like kind of waking up and I was underwater and I had kind of no idea where I was. It was just pitch black and kind of dark and cold, and it was like, it felt like a lifetime, but it probably happened in a second. But to me, I was just like this eerie space of not knowing what's going on. And then I kind of like broke the surface and got a breath of air and saw like the big rocks at Shipstones. And at the same time, like simultaneously, I just had this nerve pain running down the back of my spine all the way into my arms and my legs. And I thought I'd broken my neck, like when I'd hit the bottom. And it was just like that. It was like this split second of being absolutely terrified. Like, but then like it passed like as I started to be able to move my legs and stuff. But I knew it wasn't like debilitatingly bad, but there was just that tiny little window of time that just freaked me out. And it took me like a year and a half, I reckon, to get over it. Like,
We're delighted to welcome back Matt Chig Widden, better known as Chiggy. He'll be hosting the Junior Skate Rampage in Noosa Woods this evening from 6 until 7:30. Now, we all know how important breathing is when you're surfing, both being able to regain your breath after a wave, but also holding your breath through a wipeout. Joining me here from Performance Breathing is Rich Burrows. Now, Rich is hosting a workshop tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. It's going to be fascinating down here on Main Beach. Rich, what exactly is going to be happening here on Main Beach?
Well, hopefully it won't be raining, Tommy. But we're getting a group of surfers, locals to come down and really experience a full gamut of breathing exercises. So We're going to start with some movement and synchronizing breath in with the way we move when we're in the surf or when we're executing dynamic movements. We're going to follow it up with a guided breathwork meditation, which is really going to give us the opportunity to experience different states. So learning how to calm ourselves down or build ourselves back up if we need to get some energy and go. We'll do some simulated altitude training and some breath hold training to develop that the comfort and the awareness of stress when you don't have your breath. And then we're going to test it all out by throwing people into a freezing cold ice bath to finish with, fully immersed for 3 minutes, and just give you an opportunity to practice overcoming that stress response with controlling your breath.
Most of our audience are surfers. That's going to mean more dynamic surfing, better recovery after paddling for a wave, and also increased breath hold through wipeouts and things like that.
Absolutely. And we've all been in those scenarios where you're caught inside and you are working hard physically. You feel like your exertion is up here and you're struggling to catch your breath, and it's not a nice position to be in. So with the right approach and the right tools, learning to get control and work efficiently and effectively, it's going to make those scenarios a lot more enjoyable. And it really is, there's a huge overlap between the centers in the brain which control our breath and those which control our emotions. So getting your breath and your emotions in control when you're in scenarios which are perhaps a little bit hairy could be the difference between making it out unscathed or being dragged up the beach by the lifeguards. You can buy yourself time to respond rather than being reactive and instinctual. So using your breath to calm that autonomic response, taking a breath, choosing how you want to respond, I think it's just such a powerful tool to take into your everyday life.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Well, I'm definitely going to be bringing my floaties down and jumping into the ice bath tomorrow morning, 7 till 9, with performance breathing and Rich Burrows. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, so come on down to Main Beach. You can book tickets for Rich's performance breathing workshop online on the Noosa Festival of Surfing.com website. Tickets are $89 and you can bring cash on the day as well. Another amazing day of action tomorrow. We've got everything from twin fins to old mals and everything in between down here on the beach at Noosa. This has been On Point at the Noosa Festival of Surfing. Join us again tomorrow for more fascinating interviews and more updates about the Noosa Festival of Surfing.